the Grey Man does whatever a Grey Man can. Can he make a comic feed? Yes, he can. He just did. Watch now, a video from Grey Man. A video from Grey Man.
Greetings, Grey Maniacs, or should I say, Grey Maniacs gather, for it is blogging time again. I, the Grey Man, greet you into my parlour. Got some more comics to show you. No new ones, but someone very kindly offered to send me an AOK yesterday, and I was like, oh, you ain't got to. You know, don't feel like you have to because, you know. But he's like, no, I want to send it to you. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm not going to look a gift comic book in the mouth. And actually an AOK I sent to Simon has arrived. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get an unboxing, seeing what he got in the box that I sent him. But in the meanwhile, let's go through my Teen Titans. And as I kind of remembered yesterday, I think there was 5 number 1s. And I think they are different stories. I think they're all different stories, like with a background to the character. So this is Mirage. From what I remember from Mirage, she's a very nice looking young lady for a start, and she can change herself to look like other people as well, which led to some shenanigans when she pretended to be Starfire because she actually loves Nightwing. Yeah, shenanigans. Let's just call it shenanigans. All I could say is yeah, that'd be a nice girlfriend to have, wouldn't it? Who could change herself to look like any other person. Oh, the possibilities. Yeah, it doesn't bear thinking of. Right, and this next Team Titan one is Kilowatt. First high voltage issue. I quite like this idea of a different issue for each of the characters, so you get their story. So it's an origin story plus the, you know, I can't remember. There's probably must be some crossover along the way. It's been a long time since I've read them. I'm assuming they all have a sort of similar-ish like origins, and then they end up meeting up and being sent back in time to try and kill Donna Troy. Knight Rider, this guy's called. He's a vampire, as you can possibly tell from the cover. There he is. Terra. This is Terra from the future. I'm assuming she's still Tara Markov. Possibly the brother is still from a sort of alternate future timeline. It's a bit confusing actually. I think it can't really be our future because Terra's dead in our world, isn't she? So unless it's another woman, another person who just happens to look like Terra and have the same powers of the original Terra and the same costume, I'm thinking it's an alternate timeline future. So I'm pretty sure that coming back in time and killing Donna Troy wouldn't affect their timeline anyway. So yeah, it's very it says a long time since I read it, but yeah, you know. Don't take things too seriously with comic books. Right, and then finally Red Wing. Here we go. Good stuff. Yeah, nice looking art, good looking team. I don't know whatever happened to them in the end actually. I'm assuming eventually their storyline finished and I don't know, but they're probably in DC limbo somewhere, you know what I mean? I don't think they ever went back to their own time or anything like that. So I'm assuming they're just stuck in DC limbo. But they did have, so this is they did have their own run. Let's carry on with the rest of the run, shall we? I think it's about, ran for about 2 years, I think. So here's number 2. I'm not sure if this is after they tried to kill. Yeah, I think this must be after. I think they've become friends with the Teen Titans by now. I think the point where they were trying to kill Donna was shown off in the Teen Titans comic. And then when that finished, that storyline, they went off into their own team as the Teen Titans. Yeah, but I could be wrong. As I say, it has been a while. Death from the Future, today. Enter judge and jury. Yeah, look quite nasty, don't they? Skeleton looking guys. And they thought Lord Chaos was tough. Judgment Day. That's right, Lord Chaos was the one who was the son of Donna, grown up. Yeah, very confusing. Almost as bad as the Miss Marvel son from the future. Like a rehashing of that. It could have been a wonderful life. The team faces their past and their futures. So yes, this is the terror from this future coming back to see what happened to the terror in this timeline. So yeah, must have been a sort of alternate timeline where things didn't pan out. So when they went back in time, they weren't actually going back into their own timeline. So killing Donna Troy would not have done anything other than messed up that timeline's future, I'm sure. Okay, I'm not sure who the big red-headed dude is. Deathhawk, enter Deathwing, sorry, not Deathhawk. Flesh dies, but hate lives forever. Don't miss New Titans 98. Yeah, so it's like a Nightwing, but it's Deathwing. I think it might be from their future. Maybe he's come, from their timeline. Has maybe come back in the past to mess with them. Not too sure. Or it could be a version of Nightwing who's been corrupted by Raven. At this point, Raven is corrupted by her father, Trigon. Although Matilda says that on the cartoon she remembers it being Trigon. But I just don't like it. I'm not happy with Trigon, because when you use tri as a prefix, it always means three, doesn't it? So to me, it shouldn't be tri. I mean, if it was called Quadron, because he's got 4 eyes, that would make more sense. Or if he had 1 eye in the middle of his head, Trigon would make more sense. But I'm going with Trigon anyway. Whatever, it hardly matters. Oh, this is Knight Rider. He's changed into I don't know if he can always change into that even more vampiric form, or whether he becomes evolved into it over time. I think I remember him becoming a bad guy actually in this run. I can't remember now. Could be wrong. Oh, this guy's called Battalion. When vampires bite, Battalion bites back. Face off. Yeah, so obviously he's the bad guy in this way. He's fighting Battalion as a bad guy. I'm not too sure. He seemed to be on friendly terms with them on one of the covers we just saw. Metallic rock scene, death from the future. Transformer robot-y type dude. Chaos from the future. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of you can't really call it their past, but it's their past which is the future. So their past, which is the future, coming back to haunt them. Not just haunt them, but try and kill them, to be more precise. Don't you hate you when that happens? These aren't individually bags and boulders. You probably noticed by now. I've got like 3 or 4 in a pack. This is quite familiar territory in a lot of my boxes, to be honest. And behind this curtain, it's Deathwing again, by the looks of it. Number 14, Food Fight. Looks like, looks like Kronos, or the Calendar Man. There's Kronos there. And then it's the guy, he's got a stopwatch, maybe a Time Master or something like that. Another guy, I think it's some time-related villains. It would make sense because they're crossed over in time, haven't they? They come back into the past and they're facing off against time-related villains. So maybe that's got something to do with it. Calendar Man's all to do with time. Well, they can't actually change time, but he's obsessed with dates on the calendar. And you've got Kronos, Atom's villain. One of the worst costumes ever, but I like Kronos. I like his costume. I like his garishness, his craziness, his yellow cloak, green top, red pants, stripy trousers. It's like, yeah. It's like no one cared for the fashion sense and they made his costume, that's for sure. Lights, camera, disaster. Something's going on there. TV show or something, maybe. Maybe they're appearing on a TV show. Maybe they're making what do you call it? A reality show out of their lives. Has anyone done that in a comic before? A superhero related reality TV show. I get a feeling it might have been done at some point. With that Young Heroes in Love, they weren't a reality TV show, no, they weren't. So many of these comics I look through and it's like, oh, I've got to read these again. You just kind of like, I'm at the point now and I'm trying to see if I can live forever so I can read all my comics again and get all the comics that I want. So if anyone's found out the secret of eternal life, the elixir vitae, as Roger and Bill were talking about on Roger's Shang-Chi showcase that they did on his channel the other day. Mirage versus Deathwing, Payback. I think that might have been her boyfriend from the future. That's why she loved Nightwing, because Nightwing, it was basically the future version of Nightwing, or that timeline's version of Nightwing. So like he was a Dick Drake, but not as we know him, not the good guy that we know, but one who would become an evil bugger, basically. Right nasty piece of work. Too Many Titans. Not really sort of triggering any memories much. So it's a long time since I read them. I read them when I first got them, which is 94. It's over 25 years ago. Bloody hell. It's a quarter of a century ago that I got these. And I've not read them since. When I first got them, I read them monthly as I put them in my collection. Wowzers. Dodson. Dodson is the artist on the cover. Is it Terry Dodson? Because I remember the other day I was trying to remember Terry Long's name, the husband of Donna Troy. And I couldn't, for some reason, I knew his name was Terry, and Dodson kept popping into my head. But I think he was an artist, and Matilda pointed out to me, oh, I think he's an artist or something. And that cover says Dodson on it, so it may be that I was remembering the artist's name. Wild Things, dum bum bum bum, they make my heart sing. They make everything groovy. Wild Things. There you go. Got a little song to go with that, Mum. Don't you approve? If you approve of the song, thumbs up please. Leave a comment down below. It all helps the old anal lick tits, which is very important on YouTube. Beware the bird of prey. Okay, I could have used this one in the dinosaur cover slingers that we did a couple of weeks back. Talking of cover slingers, it's Halloween cover slingers this Saturday. I've got to dig out some Halloween covers, and we're going to be dressing up as well. I've got to dig out my fancy dress costume as well, ready for that event. I shouldn't think I'll be going too over the top. And that was number 24. That was 2 years of Team Titans. I was correct. That is the end of that run. Ah, let's show you this. I've got a 4-parter of Arsenal. Sidekick, loser, hero. When you hit rock bottom, you have to aim high. Part 1 of 4. I think it was revisiting his drug problems. Back to back with Connor Hawke, I think his name is. The son of Oliver Queen, Green Arrow. But he was Green Arrow for a while, wasn't he? Oliver Queen died for a while, as sometimes happens in these superhero books. You know, there's the odd hiccup here or there, like death, you know. Oh yeah, I was dead, yeah. I'm all right now though. I'm all better. Don't you wish you could have that in real life? Yeah, never mind. Never mind, that's part of the fun of comic books. you know, to imagine things that we never get in real life, you know. Right, this one on the back, it's got a New Titans annual that I showed yesterday, but I slipped it in the back of this one. This is one that I got from Simple Simon. Very nicely. I mentioned he passed in one of his videos. Oh, that's nice, X-Men Teen Titans. I ain't got that one. That's cool. I didn't know about that kind of thing. And he did me an okay, and he sent it to me because he's a good chap. Unfortunately, the middle page has gone loose, which is annoying. I think it was just the way the comic was made. It wasn't. You could look at it. It looks like I think the middle page came loose, but it doesn't matter. I don't care. I've got the comic book to read, and I've read it, and it's good. And the art on the cover is pretty awesome. Right, a couple of annuals now, and one off. So, year 1, the New Titans. This is annual number 11 from 1995. Another comic that's 25 years ago. Half my lifetime ago. Just under half my lifetime ago. Blimey. How time flies, isn't it? Right, and then we got a double shot, Robin and Argent, the new dynamic duo. And Argent was another one. She had her own Teen Titans book. In fact, I have got those, but they're not in this box. So this box got too full. So I've had to sort of, as I've got more stuff in, I've had to sort of take stuff out of it. This is why I kind of need to get a long box for my Teen Titans. But seriously, my housemate's kind of like, you got too many comics. Not my girlfriend. Well, I don't live with my girlfriend, but my housemate, she's like, oh, Gray, what are you doing? Look at it. How many of these boxes? She saw 20 on the side of this box that I was showing off. She goes, how many boxes you got? I went, 38. And then there's the long boxes. I got about 20 odd of those as well. And she was like, oh, Gray. Yeah. But, and this is the final one I'm going to show you. Fall of a Titan Arsenal one-shot special. I think this must have preceded the 4-part that I showed you earlier. I think it did. Anyway, it's 96. This is 99, so maybe it's following up. Maybe he had a fall from grace in this one again. There was a series as well, I think, just after he lost his daughter, Leanne, in one of the very multiple thingy-bobby crises that they did. Yeah, that was rather sad. But yeah, it's probably in my other box somewhere, or I don't know. I even got a proper system for working out where all my comics are. Because I've got some on shelves as well, and some in little, not even comic boxes, just little brown boxes that I got when I did a big buy from mycomicshop.com. And they just sort of fit comics in. So they got like comics just piled, you know, just like hive comics, not like proper long box storied comics. And I haven't got any sort of index of what's in what box kind of thing. I've got about 4 or 5 of those boxes. So yeah, lots of comics, but never enough. But I need to read. I haven't read anything. At the moment, I'm going because I'm doing all these 31 Nights of Halloween. I'm just done today. I've spent all day almost doing my Patreon podcast for the month. My patrons get an extra podcast for being patrons, and this month it was the Halloween movie theme was the theme for this month's podcast. So I spent most of the day doing that. And then when I finish this, I've got to try and knock off a couple of my 31 Nights of Halloween, and tomorrow I've got to try and search for jobs all day because I'm getting called on the day after for the benefit. People say, have you looked for any jobs? And I've got to say, oh yeah, I look for this and this and this and this and this. And yeah, I've got to sort of at least try. But before I go, I like to shout out a channel, as you know. I can't remember what channel I have written down. Did I? Oh yeah, no, I remember it was now. I remember it was a small channel that I've only just discovered recently. I've not even had a chance to see any of their videos yet, I don't think. But I subbed them when I saw them somewhere or other. No, actually, I saw the name and I was like, oh, I don't remember that name. I went on it and I was already subbed. And I was like, well, I haven't seen any videos from them yet, I don't think. Anyway, they're called Boxes of Comics. Boxes of Comics. I will leave the link down below. Hopefully it works. Simple Simon says that you can never see my description box for some reason. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But I do make a description box. It's down below. And also the link will be up in the corner as well. And you know what? I might even do a jingle. Last night's jingle got the thumbs up, the double thumbs up from Slot It Up 503. He found the jingle most pleasing, which is good. You know, I like it when my beautiful voice and my clever lyrics like touch people deep inside. You know, it's always good. I'm out of here. It's been awfully nice speaking with you all. I'm so glad and gratified that you spent this time with me, you know, gazing into my eyes, listening, hanging on my every word, of course. And I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you have a great, amazing day. And until I see you again, may all your news be good news.
Boxes of comics, la 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 la. Boxes of comics, go and sub him up right now. Boxes of comics, his link is in the corner. Boxes of comics, boxes of comics.